The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host and or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of the host and or Paranormal Buzz Radio and or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is prohibited. Paranormal Buzz Radio will not be held responsible for you holding your knees, crying, and rocking in a corner in a puddle of your own urine, or being beheaded by a group of children in a cornfield. In fact, if you come across a group of children in a cornfield, we promise to make fun of you as you run away screaming in terror. Listener discretion is advised. You are now entering the all-consuming realm of Shay's Paranormal Chat, where the things that are better left unsaid are actually said.
Shut up and sit down.
You're listening to Shay's Paranormal Chat. Paranormal podcasting done Shay's way. Tons of fun.
Dude, seriously?
A bit sarcastic.
Hashtag investigator, not hunter.
But always real.
Hashtag data, not evidence.
Don't get your panties in a twist.
Oh my god, really?
This is real, raw conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
TGIF, everybody. Thank you for joining tonight. As always, this is Shay Carroll, and you're listening to Shay's Paranormal Chat. This is a pre-recorded episode tonight, just so everybody is fully aware. And tonight, we have a very special guest. We have Melissa Bryan with us. Hey, Melissa, how you doing?
Hey, doing good, doing good. Just grab a drink of water there. There we go.
That's awesome.
Anyway, I'm doing good, doing good. Can't complain right now, finally, with everything going on. Finally getting everything kind of in order.
And I hope everybody out there is too. I'm not sure when this episode will air, but lately when I've been doing the pre-recordings, I've been telling people the date. And today is Thursday, April 2nd. So everything's still kind of hectic and chaotic out there in the world. So that's what we're that's what we're talking about. Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm a psychic medium. I've been doing this 40 years. It'll be 41 coming up in June. And basically, I wrote a book called Born into Shamanism. 5 stars, Kindle, Amazon. Check her out.
Now, didn't I read that you are at least 16 plus generations into this field?
Yes. My family started out in Jamestown, Virginia. My 15th great-grandfather married into one of the local tribes there. And from there, you know, we've been consistently moving west. I was born in Southern California, never knowing really anything about my family or ancestry until, you know, years later that a bunch of elders and even my own great aunt who passed when I was 14, God rest her soul, pointed me in that direction and said, go to it. So I've been kind of looking into it ever since, and I have a bunch of genealogical information on that.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, yeah, I'm 16 generations, straight descent, all paper traced, generation to generation.
Cherokee, right?
Iroquois, Cherokee, Navajo by marriage, and then a bunch of others by marriage, and somewhat sort of kind of pseudo-adoption. Basically, the elders goes, shh, what the BIA don't know ain't gonna hurt them.
That's funny.
God love them. You know I love them. They're my heart and soul.
Oh, yeah. My ex-husband's side of the family, which would make my son, Wampanoag.
Oh, Wampanoag. Okay. Yeah. They're cousins to my Iroquois.
Oh, see?
Yeah, they're cousins to my Erica. I know that for a fact. I've heard it said over and over and over. I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yeah. So I know a little bit. I know enough to be dangerous.
Yeah,
And that's about it.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I am. I know enough to be dangerous. Yeah.
And that's exactly where I like to be.
Right, exactly.
You know, for anybody listening that doesn't know, as she said, her book is called Born into Shamanism. You want to explain what a shaman or shamanism is?
Yes, a shaman is someone that works with spirit energy, nature entities, and things like rocks, crystals, and the natural world to affect healing.
So now that we did that, why don't you tell us a little bit about your book? Why did you write it? What made you decide to write it?
Well, you know, I've had so many experiences over so long and so many challenging experiences in my life. I wrote it not only as a way to put my life into some kind of perspective, but also to heal from a lot of my life's challenges, because there have been so many things go on that I figured, you know, it's time I put it all in one place. Put it in writing so that way I can help others not only just understand what I do as a business, as a psychic medium, but also to help others that didn't have or that don't have, you know, someone to help them with their own path, because I didn't have anybody growing up to guide me through this other than spirit and, you know, the elders that basically came into my life as guideposts to say, okay, there's the trail, you know, there's the path. And I wrote it also to help those that are on this path not to be afraid of it.
I also feel, and I don't want to speak for you, so I'm just throwing that out there. When you write down your story, you also get not only a better understanding of it, but sometimes a different perspective. You see it from looking outside in.
Right.
So.
Right.
Yep.
And I give a complete kind of a biography of all of my work, everything I've done throughout my entire life. And, you know, it's really helped me to heal from a lot of things that I think were kind of driving me crazy, you know?
Yeah, I do. I get it. It's also, you kind of, once you write it down, you see your full story, and sometimes you can understand it better, and it is a way to start healing.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. And I continue to kind of refresh the information every so often as I get new information.
Oh, see, that's good. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Update version.
And my publisher has been amazing. I gotta brag on them.
Give them
Bestseller
a
Publishing.
shout out. Who?
Yeah, Bestseller Publishing. You guys are amazing. My PR lady, Phyllis, she is, oh my God, she's so awesome with me. She's so patient. I know. I must somehow drive her crazy because, you know, I get a little freaked out at times over certain things. But, you know, that's only because I want this so badly.
Exactly. Yeah. So you get overzealous or overwhelmed, all of the above, kind of.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And sometimes, you know, I have like little tech issues and, you know, I missed one interview the other day because of tech issues, and luckily they were able to reschedule, so that's good. And this is like a major interview. This is for actual news TV out of Las Vegas, Nevada.
Nice. Congratulations.
So thanks. I'm so excited. Oh my God. I mean, it's just like, yes.
It's when you've been working towards or working on something for so long, and you start seeing little rewards or little payoffs, like, okay, I didn't do this for no reason, or somebody else is seeing my hard work.
Right. Exactly. And finally, things are starting to pay off. I'm starting to get more and more podcasts, more and more TV interviews. I've got a magazine overseas wants me to do an article for them, so I'm really excited about that. I'm going to be doing that soon, and I mean, just things are finally starting to roll, you know?
Good. That is awesome. Congratulations. Keep up the
Thanks.
momentum. Keep it going.
And I also, through Montana Silversmiths, made a buckle for my, jean, for my belt and my jeans and all that has my business information on it.
Nice.
And people stop me and go, that's a great buckle. And I have them read it. They go, oh my gosh, you're a psychic. It's like, yeah, I hand them a business card and it opens that door.
There you go. Yeah, it grabs their attention.
Yeah.
How old were you when you realized you were a psychic?
I started at the age of 3, but I don't think I really acknowledged it until age 21. Until I was really of age to be able to truly understand what this was. And it was at the time that, things were really heating up for me with my abilities. And, I was seeing and hearing and feeling and sensing and knowing, and it was all just coming at me like a tidal wave. I thought, oh, great. No. This is not good. They're going to lock me up. They're going to, institutionalize me. They're going to medicate the hell out of me. Oh my God, I'm going away for a long time. And my ancestors came to me and sat me down. And this was from Spirit. My ancestors from Spirit sat me down and said, you're going to be a shaman. I goes, what? I'm going to be a what? Come again? Insert shock and awe here. I was literally like, what? You only now tell me this? You could have brought this to me a little bit earlier. Maybe it would have been kind of easier to understand.
Maybe you weren't ready to hear it.
No, I don't think I was. Because, although I was born into a really seriously religious household, my parents were atheist at the time. And, they've since changed their belief, but, it's more or less that they didn't believe and my grandparents did. And, I was put in a church school and just everything at once. It was kind of like, almost like a tug of war,
Yeah, and that does something to you, especially as a child.
Yeah, and I basically thought, okay, well, my parents don't believe. My grandparents do believe. I would love to believe, but I don't know what to believe. Yep.
That takes time.
Yeah. And I didn't know what to believe. And all my life I've been seeing and hearing and feeling and sensing and knowing and just being like that, it was very confusing because, my parents just didn't believe anything and my grandparents did. It was weird.
I think there's a time and place in everybody's life for once it comes to that point that they can accept whether it's abilities, whether it's a loss, whether it's childhood trauma. You have to actually be ready to accept how it is.
And I don't think I was because, it was like I tried to shut it out as much as I could, even though things continued to build, throughout my life to the point of where I finally said, all right, what the hell is going on?
That's why everything blew up, though. Picture a jack in the box. You're stuffing and stuffing and stuffing it down. And then all of a sudden, whoosh, it explodes.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
And, it's kind of where right now I'm to the point in my life where it's like, okay, things are finally settling down. My life is settling finally. Even though I'm not in the place I would love to be in life, I'm more settled than I have been in a long time. And I'm finally getting to that point of where we're not moving around anymore. We're not on the road constantly. We're not, going and blowing constantly, not able to settle down, and
more stable.
Yeah, we're more stable now, and we're about ready to get out of storage finally, get everything downsized, reorganized, and get our lives back in order to where we can breathe again.
And no better time to do it than now.
Yes.
And I mean that in more ways than one. I say that all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But literally, now is a great time to do that type of stuff.
Yes. And I'm going to be wrapping up projects through April and getting everything in order where by May 1st, we're going to be ready to finally move to final permanence. You know?
Woo-hoo! Everybody deserves a little peace, reassurance. What's the word I'm looking for? Just to feel that you can exhale and you're not waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Right. And that's where I've been most of my life to this point, is waiting for the other shoe to drop, and it usually does. And not good. Usually. But anyway, this book, it also gives new advice, advice for new mediums, those coming into their abilities. And it gives it from a perspective of things I've learned from my predecessors. And things that I have incorporated into my work that actually work for me.
Can you give us an example? Anything.
Well, like breath work.
Nice.
Shielding, cleansing, work with sage and herbs, those kinds of things, the things that work for me that I've found work for what I do.
Right.
And as Miss Sylvia Brown says, take what works for you, leave the rest.
Exactly. Always. So you're a psychic medium, correct?
Yes.
All right. I just want to be clear on that because some people call things different things and it means different things.
Right. I'm a psychic medium. I do energy healing, and I have been known to do a few things. There's just so much I've done in my life, and I've documented it all in my book. It's all there.
Yes, check out her book, guys. I do want to touch base on something, though. I read something, and you're going to have to fill me in because something about past lives and cell memory.
Yes. Past lives, cell memory. I remember things from my own past life, the most recent one, in fact.
On your own, correct?
Yes.
Can we start with can you explain what cell memory is for people?
Cell memory is where your body remembers, your interior cellular structure, your DNA remembers things from past lives, and you carry that over into this life.
Right.
And sometimes it's things like illness. Yep. Sometimes it's things like injuries. You might get a pain or something happens within your body that happened in a past life, and your body remembers that. Your cellular structure remembers it.
Recollection, too.
Yes.
So anybody that's listening and doesn't quite understand what we're talking about, picture the 3-year-old little boy or the 4-year-old little girl, whatever, that's sitting there telling you they were in World War I and giving you details about where they slept and what they drove and what they flew. This is what we're discussing right now.
Yes.
So
I was in the Old West, my last life around. I was wife to who we know as a very, very famous outlaw. But there's more to his story than what meets that eye. And I have that documented in my book as well. And just as historical reference note, he was not who you expect him to be. He was a husband, a father, an uncle, a brother, a son, a friend, an ordinary guy that just, I guess, ran into the wrong people at the wrong time. He was a good man. Even in spirit, he continues to look after me. What got me really into it was not only early in life, I had really violent nightmares. About time and place, I didn't even at the time remember what it was, Yeah. And I went to visit Arizona and New Mexico, and lo and behold, guess who I ran into? So he's been, with and around me ever since, and even through all this trouble in my life, he has been there. When life goes crazy, he's right there saying, we're going to get through this. We're going to do this. We're going to beat this, you know? Lo and behold, yeah, we do.
See? You have somebody in your corner. You have multiple spirit guides, though, right? You said ancestors?
I have him. I have my guy, David. David is awesome. I brag on this poor man. I know, David. I know. I'm always bragging on you. I know. But anyway, he's like a father figure to me. He's very knowledgeable. He pulls all the charts, all the Akashic records, anything I need to see the information on, he pulls that and puts it in front of me. And he's right like 99% of the time. It's my human side that sometimes gets in the way.
Yeah, that's most of us. That's life.
It's my human side that sometimes gets in the way.
I don't hear too many people talk about how do you say it? You said
Akashic.
Akashic. Yeah, you say it different than us on the East Coast say it a little bit, so I got confused for a second. So
yeah, Akashic.
I've heard a few people talk about them. So
yeah.
Yep.
It's basically the records that are what is known as Hall of Records, and I've been known to do what is known as bilocation, which means I can be here and there too, looking at records and working with guides.
Oh, interesting.
While I'm still here, I can be conscious in both areas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I can. It's just something I know how to do. I've developed it over years of working.
So kind of like brain training?
Yeah, kind of, somewhat. It's just kind of the way I've always been. I've always been able to bilocate like that.
Yeah. Have you ever done, back to your past life stuff, have you ever done any past life regression, or is it just all natural memory?
It's all natural memory. And what really kicked it off was I saw a photo of my past self, and everything just came flooding back. I mean, it was like a tidal wave. I wrote everything I could remember down.
Oh, wow. So it just clicked, like...
Yes. It just clicked.
You said you started at around 3. What, if you remember, can you tell us about one of the first paranormal experiences you ever had?
Oh, God, yeah. My sister had just been born, my little sister. You know, this big, black, massive shadow came into the room where I was sleeping between my parents because I'd had a really, really, really bad nightmare, which unfortunately the nightmare has, in a way, come to pass, so to speak. And it tried to take the basket of my sister's baby things and took it around the room, and I got up. I said, nope, you're not doing this. Grabbed it back from this entity, whatever it was. I told you, get out of here. Leave my home and do not come back. It left, and it never came back.
I'm just glad you knew what to do.
Yeah. It was just kind of like, I wasn't going to let anyone hurt my family. It's like, hell no.
Right.
You know, it's like, that's my baby sister. You ain't touching her.
So
it
sounds like it was just, that might be the first one you remember in detail, but it sounds like if you knew exactly what to do, you had been dealing with it a lot longer. Is there anything else you want to add before we wrap up? Do you want to throw out your social media? Where can people find you? Where can people find
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Blogger, Mighty Networks, MeWe, Tumblr, WordPress, Facebook. God, I have pretty much all of them.
Is it all under Melissa Bryan?
It's either Melissa Bryan or Umpqua Valley Psychic and Media, The Outlaw Psychic LLC, Roseburg, Oregon. So you can find me pretty much anywhere on social media.
Awesome. All right, guys, on that note, our time is up for tonight. thank you for joining us on this pre-recorded show. Make sure you check out Melissa's social media and check out her book. Again, the book is called Born into Shamanism by Melissa Bryan. You can find it on Kindle and Amazon. Thank you for listening, and for all things Paranormal Buzz Radio related, check out our website at paranormalbuzzradio.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram.